I came here, first I went to Garrison Junior High, then I went to Lamell Junior High. From junior high, I went to Forest Park Senior High.
Did any kind of artistic work happen at those schools?
Not as much as at home.
Okay.
I was very quiet and reclusive in school. So I was the kid that nobody notices. I sat in the back of the room and drew and paint whatever I want to. Nobody noticed. So
Good. Really?
I just drew. I didn't paint, but I drew sketches all the time. And I went to an orchestra, so to speak, and I saw this young man playing this floor-sized huge cello, bass cello, and it seemed to me looked like he was making love to the cello. So I sketched it out as being a woman, because the cello is shaped much like a woman's body, or rear end, and it's actually a man playing a woman. I've always loved art from a child on up. That's one of the things I do best: paint, draw and paint. One instance, I was in biology class as a kid. They dissected a frog. I couldn't bring myself to cut that animal. So what I did is I drew a picture of him dissected. Got an A.
So how did you be able to know what a dissected frog looks like?
It was there. He was already dissected.
Okay.
I drew the picture. I couldn't cut the frog. I couldn't cut him.
Right. Scared of blood?
I don't like the sight, no. I'm not afraid of blood, but I'd rather not be around.
Okay. So that was, how old were you then?
About 12, 13. A lot of women like this picture. They think the man is very handsome.
Oh, I see. Do you have, did you get this from a photograph, or you had this type of man in your head as you were doing this?
Actually, his face, I saw a handsome man on the internet. And I not copied, but fashioned his face much like this one.
Okay.
And I added the hair.
Oh. So in other words, this is the kind of man that you think would be have some kind of impact on women today?
Yes.
Would you see a man like this walking the streets of Baltimore?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I do. Time. And during the Carter years,
the President Carter?
Yes. There was a program that was issued out to young adults, you know. You could choose school to go to. Could stay a year free. And I chose an art school, and I went to Maryland Institute of Art. But I only could stay 1 year, so it was very limited what I could do. That's when I really became interested in art and other artists and other works. Because quite frankly, I grew up in an era where artwork, was looked upon as play. It wasn't taken seriously.
No commercial interest?
No.
Okay. And
I went to electronic school for a year. I tried my hand at architectural design for a year. And of course, secretarial school for a year as a background to make money.
Okay.
When I finished my college,
So
because I did 4 years,
right.
I came out and I got a job as a secretary. And that kind of went defunct. So I went back to school for commercial art. And I stayed there 2 years. I got a grant, a FAFSA, which allowed me to stay there a couple of years. And I did A1 work. It was fashion design. And I really didn't like fashion design, but I did A1 work anyway.
Okay.
And shortly after graduating from that school, I was hired by a company that put together books for the military. And my job was making 4x6 drawings to be shot down on a camera to build a book. And I would have to do these in pen and ink renderings on an isometric scale.
Mm-hmm.
There's screws, bullets, guns, everything. If I was to show a gun, I would have to draw each piece and component of that gun so it can be shot down, put into some kind of direction manual for the military.
Meticulous work.
Very, very. Didn't stay there long because, unbeknown to me, the people hired me for 6 months. And after my 6 months was up, I got laid off.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back to my money-making field, secretarial work.
Right.
I've done certain things here and there. I worked at A&P when they used
way
to,
back.
Yes, when they used to do full color layouts by hand instead of computers, and you would have to place certain objects onto the sale paper.
Okay.
And for it to be shot down by camera. Well, unfortunately, I was involved in a car accident, couldn't keep the job because it detailed me standing on my feet for long periods of time and bending over. I hurt my back in a car accident, so I got laid off, went back to my secretarial work again. And I've always, in the background, I've always wanted to draw. To this day, I'm still working as administrative assistant because I have to make money.
Right.
But my real love is my art.
It's your art.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you found now that there are ways and places that you can go to sell your art?
Yes.
Okay. What are they?
I frequently go down to Station North, Merlin Art Place, Hamilton Gallery, where I belong. I'm a member of Hamilton Gallery. I'm a member of the Merlin Art Place and a member of Max Galleries.
Okay.
And
where is Max Gallery?
Max Gallery is on a small street in Butchers Hill. The street is called Madeira Street. Okay. And it's very small, but it's a great gallery. First of all, I have dreads. My dreads are very long. They're down my back. And I got tired of wearing my hair one way. If you're familiar with dreads, as long as mine, there's really only one way you can generally wear them. It's straight down your back.
Right.
So last Mother's Day, I decided to change my look. And I wanted to look, I don't know if I'm saying the right thing, more innovative. I wanted to look like an artist. Because I feel like an artist, I wanted to look like an artist. So I discovered this young man down on Charles Street, and he takes dreaded hair, and makes artwork out of it, styles. And
he has done that for you?
Many times.
So
in the past year, every month, it's a different style.
What if you look far left, so that we can take a look at your...
Oh.
And then perhaps far right. Okay. So do you have a name for this hairstyle?
I do not. Maybe he does. It looks like a hat.
Right, it does. So that falls into the category of that painting on the bag.
Boxes, yeah.
So what do you want to have as far as your art is concerned for the future?
I want, deep down, I want to have a gallery of my own, but I want it to be a teaching gallery for underprivileged children. I want to share what I know. I want other children to know what I know and teach them. because I was born and raised in the ghetto, and I know how difficult it is, because all you want to do is draw. I always wanted to draw, but my parents, my friends, teachers always told me, well, you need a job, you need to work. So hence, that's why I got the background as a secretary, background. But I always wanted to draw. What if I could just draw and make money and teach others? There is something to be gained from drawing. You can make money at it. It's very hard work. It's unforgiving. You're up late nights. You know, I'm often out advertising myself because I want to get the word out there.
So how do people get in touch with you, Valerie?
Okay, www.artistcloset.vpweb.com.
Okay. You're also on Facebook, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So if people wanted to get to your Facebook page, what is it under? Under your name?
Yes, Val A. Smith.
It's a V.A., it's not Valerie, it's just Valerie Smith.
V-A-L. A. Smith.
Okay.
And I have two websites.
Okay, go ahead.
Or Valerie A. Smith.
And what about an email address?
My email address is utopiandreamer1954@gmail.com.
And you answer all emails, don't you?
Yes, I do. And my artist name, which is unique, is Utopian Dreamer, which means peaceful dreamer. I dream all the time. That's where 50% of my work comes from my dreams. Sometimes I take cat naps, or just overnight, I just dream. And I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning making sketches from my dreams. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad.
You're very spiritual, aren't you?
I don't know, but yeah, I guess so.
Are you religious?
Yes. More of a spiritualist.
Okay. Do you have a religious upbringing?
Yes.
Well, what are you?
Catholic.
Really? Oh, the Pope would love to see some of these paintings,
Yeah, I
won't
guess
he?
he would.